All right, class, we're going to continue working problems the same vein we did yesterday. The idea of get to proportions and solving those. It should be a worksheet. There are no notes today. Your homework will be on the web as usual, so get your phones out, get your tablets out, get out there and take those out. I'll give you a moment to get caught up. While you're doing that, we're going to be combining basically the idea behind the notes right here that we had on how to solve equations and the notes I gave you yesterday on how to solve proportions. Basically, we're just adding steps to these. You've got problems here that are going to wind up being proportions, but first we have to walk through the process of solving the equation to get that. So we're going to start with number 8 right here. If you don't have your stuff out, just get a piece of paper out and start working here and follow me. If you'll look, we have the idea of a fraction here. So this part looks very similar to yesterday. This, however, looks more like problems we've done in the past. If you remember the process of solving an equation, kind of the ultimate goal was to get all the letters on one side and all the numbers on the other. And so, as I look at this, I've got letters on both sides, the equal sign. We'll draw a vertical bar here, both sides the equal sign. Before I can start solving this, I need to get all my variables on the left-hand side. So basically, step 3 from these notes from before, the idea of moving the variables left to right. Okay? Get them on one side. So I'm going to move the y over here. And remember, that's one y right there. So what I really have here is, and if I rewrite this y over 6 as 1y over 6, I can see that I have 1/6 y minus 1y. Remember, in your calculators, you can ignore the y part just do the coefficients. So 1/6 for that one minus 1 for this one. Math fraction, I have negative 5/6y. Let's mark it over here. I have negative 5/6y. Notice I have the negative on top. I'll put the y on top as well. And all that equals to what's left over. What was left over? The plus 5 was left over. So all that equals to 5. And thinking back to yesterday, I said from a proportion problem to solve, let's get both sides as fractions. So put that top of the 1 right there. Well, now I have very much a problem from yesterday. Got the negative on top, I got the y on top, I have the 5 over 1, so I have fraction on both sides. We're going to cross multiply. So that's a negative 5y there, equals to 30 there. Divide both sides by negative 5, and I get y equals to 6. Okay. If we look down here a little further, same idea. I've got p's everywhere. If we think back to our notes I gave before, we're going to move all the p's to one side. So move them all to the left. I've got 2 on the left already. Let's put them all on the left. So I'm going to put this over here. So I am subtracting off. Remember, that's 1/4 p is whatever it is. That's the 1/4. I'm going to subtract that. That's a 1 right there. 1/4. Okay. Put a 1 here, so that's 1/8. So what I really have is 1p minus that 1/8 p minus that 1/4 p right there. I'm just counting how many p's I have, right? So 1 minus 1/8 minus 1/4. What's your calculator? 1 minus 1/8 minus 1/4. What I have left behind, 5/8 of a p. P on top. And that's going to equal to whatever's left over here, which is that negative 10. Just like yesterday, we're going to make that a fraction. So negative 10 over 1. Well, now I have a proportion I can solve. So the 1 comes up, giving me 5p. The 8 comes up, giving me negative 40. Divided by 5. And I have p equals to negative 8. So what you're doing is 7 to 21 odd. So it's left-hand side over here. Same kind of problems. And then you're going to drop down and have a couple of these decimal problems. And these really are just exactly like what we were doing 2 or 3 days ago. No fractions here, nothing to worry about like that. If you start with a decimal, you're going to end with a decimal. You're not going to need fractions. And so all we're doing here is just literally following the solving steps from a couple days ago. Move variables to the left, move constants to the right, and then divide to solve. So move variables to the left. It's minus 0.43x. Move constants to the right. So plus 0.25. And that's going to give me on the left-hand side 0.29 minus 0.43. So negative 0.14. X on the left. 0.03 plus 0.25 is 0.28 on the right. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 0.14. 0.28 divided by negative 0.14 gives me x equals to negative 2. Okay? And finally, on the back page, you're going to do one of these problems. You're going to do 51 on this back page. And 51 is just a proportion problem like we've been solving the last 2 days. And what makes it different is we have more than one thing on top. We have this plus or minus stuff going on. So what I would suggest you do on this is put a parenthesis around there. And just cross multiply. Okay? So 10 times that means I have, on the right-hand side, 10 times x plus 9. 5 times this means I have 5 times x minus 7. Well, now, by cross multiplying, we are down to a problem that looked like I did 2 or 3 days ago. Just a simple problem with x's on both sides that we just have to distribute. So I'm going to distribute the 10. 10 times 1x is 10x, right? 10 times 9 is 90. 5 times 1x, 5 times 1 is 5. X. 5 times negative 7 is a negative 35. I have x's on one side, or both sides, so let's move the x's over here. So that's 5x. Let's move the 90 over here, so plus 90. 10 minus 5x is 5x. 10 minus 5. We have 10x is minus 5x. Negative 35 plus 90. Negative 35 plus 90 is 55. Divide both sides by 5. And we have x equal to 4. Okay? So, the rest of the day, do 7 to 21 odd, 27 to 31 odd, and number 3. I will see you on Monday.